Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining today, Cara, for this series, for a bit of a chat, just to get a little bit more information and insight into your journey and how you've kind of gotten to where you are today. Do you mind if we start off with you giving us a bit of an idea on your fitness journey, I guess, up into joining Roar before you actually became a member?
Yes, sure. Well, thank you for having me today.
Yeah.
So a little bit about my journey. I joined Roar around probably 3 years ago. I joined after I got quite sick from a surgery, and I had lost a lot of weight, and I knew that I had to build my body up to become stronger, and I wanted to build some muscle. That was my main goal.
Yeah.
So I found Izzy Beeston from Ambitious Bodies, and I started to train with her and her team at Roar. And so she gave me a lot of advice about nutrition, strength training, and I really sort of learned so much from her.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of got into the gym.
Yeah.
And then there's also the Reformer Studios at Beaver Lake in Coben. So I checked out some Pilates classes and I really liked them.
Yeah, awesome. So before you discovered Izzy and Ambitious Bodies, had you been in a gym before?
No, not for a long time.
Yeah. Cool. So you kind of, you joined the gym at the same time as working with a PT, so that kind of helped you, I guess, get started as someone new in the gym.
It did, yes. And I had actually checked out the Reformer classes before, so I sort of started with Reformer Pilates before my strength training. So I just knew from the Reformer classes that I had so much more learning to do, and my body had so much more potential, and that I just sort of knew if I was taking on a better nutrition program, that it would fuel me better for my Pilates practice.
Nice. Okay. So so you started Pilates and then reached out to Izzy and started doing the strength stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
And how did you find that influence your training that you were doing?
Amazing. Yeah, I found as soon as I was sort of eating right and training in the gym, it really gave me so much more strength. So that when I had completed a Reformer class, I just felt so much more accomplished and better within my body.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, I really like that you combined the two and you were able to do the two as part of your kind of fitness regime, and you were able to see how they complemented each other. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about, so what was your sort of training approach, or how many days were you doing each of those different training modalities when you were starting off that program of the two together?
So initially I was just doing Reformer Pilates, and then when I started strength training, I would be training in the gym maybe around 4 times a week, and then that gave me space to take up maybe 2 Reformer classes. So I found that the balance was really, really good. So rather than just sticking to Reformer or just sticking to strength training, I found the variety of both was really, really good.
Yeah, cool. And I always like to ask the question with Reformer Pilates, because I know when I first did it myself, before we brought it to Raw, I was quite shocked at what it actually was all about. And I kind of came up with a way that I explained it to people of how I kind of viewed the training style itself. But from your, I guess, own words, how would you describe a Reformer Pilates class to someone that's never done it before?
I would describe it as being really fun. It's a really fun workout. And there's also sort of different levels at Roar. So the power classes are very vibey, the music is loud and they're a bit more intense. And then sort of the regular classes, they're a little bit more mellow and just a really enjoyable way to move your body. And I also love that the workouts are for everybody, so not just one particular body type. Everyone can have a benefit from a Reformer class.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that. I really like the sculpt and the power classes. They have a bit of a different edge to them, don't they?
Yes.
When I did the Pilates class, I think it was actually over Easter. I was on a holiday and I did it for the first time. And I remember I was there with my husband, and I remember saying, I feel like it's combining a bit of the mindfulness, kind of like yoga, because you're focusing on breath and slowing movements down, but then it still has that strength or intensity element, because the movements can actually really challenge you, and they're not challenging you in a way that a strength class would, where you might be lifting heavy weight. but they're challenging you to use certain like muscle groups that you wouldn't maybe normally use. So I felt like it was like the best of both worlds, where it was like that strong intensity sort of style, but also that mindfulness, like yoga practice, where you kind of blend the both and you're focusing on breath, but you can definitely get a sweat at the end where you're like, I feel like I've actually worked really hard.
Yes.
Would you describe it the same?
Absolutely, yes. And I love that how the classes are layered as well, and that there is progressions and regressions for everybody.
Yeah. No, Jared's really good at that, isn't he? The pulses. He always does the pulses.
Yes.
Cool. So you've been a member now for, I think you said 3 years. Is that right? Yeah, cool. And has your training style changed much from when you first started with us to now?
It has. So I'll go through sort of phases where I'll be doing one particular thing, and then I want to sort of change it up a bit, or I'll make it a little bit more intense. So yeah, it's definitely changed through my training and since I've started here.
Yeah, cool. But you're still doing the strength and the reformer together?
Yeah, I find it's just that it works well for me. And I have changed it up where I've focused mainly on reformer, and then I've focused purely on strength training, but I find it works better for my body when I have a good balance of the two.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I love hearing that. And obviously we spoke before, but that's kind of, it was the vision and I guess the driving force behind creating Roar was being able to have multiple modalities, because I'm similar in that I kind of move through, like I'll enjoy something for a period of time and then I crave that change.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you can kind of move through depending on where you're at in life and what suits your schedule and things like that.
That's great.
And there's a really cool part of your story which Jared was sharing before. So I think only in the last month or so you've done something a bit extra to the fitness side of things. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm currently studying a diploma of Pilates Instruction, and I've just completed my Reformer training. So I'm now certified to instruct Reformer classes, and I'm now instructing a class at Roar.
Nice. So now I guess getting that other side of being an instructor, was there any like aha moments or things that you've learned or maybe didn't expect, like now that you sit on the other side of not just being a participant in the class, but actually now being qualified to teach?
Absolutely, yes. And my favorite clients to teach are new clients that come in, because I've sort of been in that position. I can really relate to them. And I love to just help them feel comfortable and get set up in their class. And my goal is for everyone to love Reformer just as much as I do. So yeah, I absolutely love that.
Oh, that's so good. So where to from here? Obviously, you're finishing your degree, you're doing some teaching, you also have your, I think like a full-time job as well. So you're kind of balancing the two.
Yeah.
In terms of your fitness journey, any like goals, milestones, what do you kind of see on the radar for you in the next like 6 to 12 months?
So next 6 to 12 months, I'd like to finish off my studies. So I've got about another year left of studying. Okay. And so I'm sort of investing all of my spare time into that, and as well as training in the gym. And my goal is really just to get stronger and build more muscle.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm also really loving teaching the Reformer class here as well. So yeah, we're looking at adding on some extra classes and yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So I guess the only other question I probably have, well, I've got two actually. So one thing that we really talk to a lot with, like within the team, and when we're strategizing or when we're looking at new service offerings, or we're talking about like the customer experience or anything, we have a term that we say that Roar is a feeling. And so I guess I would just be interested from your experience as a member, more so for the long period of time that you have been a member, if you had to describe Roar as a feeling, how would you describe that?
It's like pure happiness.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Pure happiness.
Yeah.
The best part of the day.
Yeah, or just like vibey as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. And my last question would be, if someone has either never been to a gym, never tried Reformer Pilates, has never been into Roar, maybe is thinking about it, or has seen some stuff online and hasn't quite taken that step, maybe they're a little bit nervous or a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
What piece of advice would you give to somebody?
My piece of advice would be just rip off the Band-Aid and do it. Just get stuck in, and it might be difficult at first, but you won't regret it.
Yeah, awesome. Never regret a workout.
Definitely,
No.
yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope your journey as an instructor only continues to grow as well. I'm excited to come into a class.
Thank you. See you there.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.